Good morning! Welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee, number 200 and something. It's been a lot. It's been a lot of episodes. Thanks for coming along. Oh, I've got myself doubled onto the streamers there. Hello. So I'm a little bit late as always. There's a bunch of you there. Thanks for coming along. I was just doing some last minute sortings of things. Um, so where do I begin? I've got notes. They're over here. I'm going to move these notes over here. There's a lot of people requiring a cheering up today from the comments, so I'm gonna do my best. I've got some cool things to talk about, so we do have that. Although it's yeah, I'm prepared. I'm prepared. I went for the bows this morning. I thought it'd be Bowie. Thanks for noticing that, Jez. What have I got? What have I got? So let's me get rid of that there. And that's telephone. What are the updates today? Don't know where to start. So I'll start with what I've been up to yesterday, which is not very exciting, but then it'll lead you up to the hilarity later on. Keep you in then. There you got Ralph as well. Got a whole bunch of you. I'm not if I don't shout you out, it's because I've not looked upwards. Um, so yesterday I reckon I spent about 12 hours deep cleaning the entire house, which was something. And I'm exhausted, and I was a corpse by the end of yesterday, but also tidying things up. And part of that was rearranging all of the books because a lot of the bookcases were getting double stacked and they were bowing quite a bit. So I've moved a few bits around, and it's very nice. Andy even noticed when he came in after his tournament, so it must have been tidy. Um, so that was my knackering yesterday. But as I was just counting now, I filmed 8 videos yesterday as well. 8. Oh, not 8 good ones, 8 short ones. But that was on top of that. I did a lot yesterday. Um, I filmed a bunch of the look inside videos, which we haven't done for ages because I keep forgetting that they are a thing. So the two regular features on this channel are Sunday Morning Coffee and a look inside. And I hadn't done any look insides for a while, so I filmed loads of them, or 8, so I can schedule them to just drop occasionally, and then you can go, oh, a new look inside video's out, and they're all about 3 minutes max. If you've not watched one before, there's loads on the channel, so if you're really bored afterwards, um, it means that you can go through a bunch. It's mostly the scenic packs, so all the resin stuff, and it just shows you what you physically get in the pack. And the point, I'm looking around for a pack, but I've already packed them back into my bag because I'm done with them. That's how tidy I'm being. Um, Obviously we have the wonderful paint jobs, but a lot of people want to see what you actually get. So I get them straight out the pack. They're not cleaned up or anything, and it's handy if you're pondering buying a pack or want to see what it looks like without the extra paint. Morning, Lily. You've got Lil there. That's my mum. Hello, hello. Um, what we on? I missed. Um, where was I? What was I talking about? Inside videos. Yeah, so I kind of show you in detail, especially with the little curiosities that we have. You don't always see all the sides of them, especially with some of the Ristles where there's all the little creatures and things. So it's just a nice little excuse to sort of show you them in a bit more all round. They're not like these videos, they're not highly edited or anything. I filmed them on my phone and whack a picture up at the front. But I filmed a load of those. It's all the new pumpkins, the books, and some of the older packs that I just hadn't got around to doing the look insides for yet. So it's nice that they're already uploaded to YouTube privately. And then at some point, probably later today, I'll get them all scheduled and stuff like that. So that was a nice positive. It was a good. I did. Andy's organised 2 tournaments this weekend. So yesterday was his Kings of War event, where he said there were lots of bad Squiddo fans, which is good. They all got Turkey Man butt stickers, so excellent. And today, hey, we've got Snoog! I haven't seen you for a while. Hello, yay! That's Joe Bromby, who is a fantastic sculptor, who I should probably be messaging about some stuff. That's a reminder. Gosh, my brain is not here today. What was I talking about? I forgot. I got distracted by Snurg. Snurg! Look inside videos, tidying. I can't remember. Busyness. But it's cleared. Yeah, it's cleared a lot of stuff. Jez has no idea what double stacked Boeing bookshelves look like. No, not at all. Thank you, Jill. Andy's tournaments. Yes. So today he is running a Dead Zone tournament. He is an absolute beast. So he took 2 days off work to endlessly bake cakes and flapjacks and cheese scones, of which I was not allowed any. I need to expose Andy because he turns up to the event and has all of these baked goods for everybody. Um, and people get like 4 or 5 cakes each, but I'm not allowed any of them. So they come out like a hot pie on a shelf. I'm like, oh, they look. And he's like, nope, nope, you can't have any. I don't know how many to use. Um, but maybe not everyone will want 5 cakes. Maybe I could have a cake. I do get the scraps. But he's left some scones, and I don't know if they are for me. I assume if things are left in view that they're for me. So I've already had some scones for breakfast, and they're really nice. But yeah, I only get a go on the cakes after everyone else has had their pick of 5. But I do sometimes get like a miscast. If there's an ugly shaped one, I might be allowed it beforehand. So I'm like, oh, an ugly cake. Um, so he took Thursday and Friday off to intensely bake. Then he did his mega day of tournament running Kings of War on Saturday. He came home, he ate, and then he immediately went and live streamed Scone because the scone's gone. He immediately then went and streamed a battle report from his Thursday game or something. And then today he's gone off to run his Dead Zone tournament. So I've no idea where he gets that energy from. But what a beast. So if you play any game ever and you're ever near Nottingham, Andy's probably running a tournament for it. So yeah, it's Dead Zone today. That was it. So I was like, oh, and Andy's away. I've got no interruptions. I can do any of my hobbies that I like. And then decided to tidy for some reason. Got Forge of Mars in there. Yeah, so I've no idea how he managed to do all that, but he is an absolute beast. If you're interested in any of that stuff, you should go subscribe, Andy2D6, and maybe he'll give me a cake. He he oh, my brain. I did shame him in his live stream last night by popping in to say that he'd left the oven on. That seems to bother him for a while. He did leave the oven on. It's very unusual for Andy. Anyway, I've got a bunch of people, got other things that you probably want to hear about, like Bletchley Park that I went to on Tuesday. That's the big story. Some new releases. Andreas went out last night. I went out in the week. What? Gunny Pet stuff. Other games that are nothing to do with me that I'm sharing because they're nice. So there's a bunch of stuff. So bear in mind because I am just knackered. To fit the Sunday yawns. Oh, my favourite Forge of Mars as well. Of all the Forges of Mars, it's my favourite. My favourite one. It is time for the mug reveal. We have guinea pigs today. Yes, the first rule of Bletchley Park is do not talk about Bletchley Park. Probably be rubbish working at Bletchley Park. No, I wouldn't. I take it seriously because there's a war on. Be like, oh my god, you never guess what we did today. Delicious coffee. So where do we start? It's because I've got 2 sets of notes. One of them is the notes for tasks, my schedule of relaxation for the weekend. No. So I'll do going straight into Bletchley. That's the big one. Peag mug. Um, so I went to Bletchley Park, which I've been meaning to for a while. It's been on my radar, and then somebody on Twitter mentioned that there's a special pigeon section, so that pushed it up my list of places that I must visit. So I went on Tuesday. It is an arse from here on the train. I realised afterwards that I probably could have somehow got to Mum's and then gone down through the train. The train. So it's by not far off Milton Keynes, which is a bit of a weird place to get to unless you're coming from London. So oh yeah, bow tie peak. Um, so I had to get the train. On the way down was through Coventry, 2 trains, and on the way back was 3 trains through where is it through? Through Rugby and Kettering, and then back. I was so tired on the way back trying to not end up in Scotland. Um, so it's a bit of a bugger to get from Nottingham, but was worth it. And £100. It's £100 on the train. £100. Like if I went like an hour, not an hour earlier. It was if I went earlier on, it'd have been like £50. But then I'd have missed loads of Bletchley. So yeah, £100. I've been looking at going to Amsterdam on the Eurostar, and it's about £140 if you get the cheap tickets. Like Milton Keynes or Amsterdam, but I managed to even it out because I only spent £3 in the gift shop, which is an absolute like record for me. It's usually like, oops, there's £100 in the gift shop. So yeah, so I went to Bletchley. It's outside of Milton Keynes. Highly recommend. 12 out of 10. People outside of the UK maybe might not know, or some other people might not know its significance. It's reading the comments, all sorts going on. Um, it was the key place for all the code breaking in World War II in Britain. So it's a sort of manor house, although not a huge, as manor houses go. Although it was purchased for £7,000, I think it was 6 or 7 thousand pounds. And I thought, oh man. And then I thought, I still couldn't purchase, even if it was still 6 or 7 thousand. Amazing. Uh, so, oh, Robert has listened to a podcast on porcupines described as guinea pigs with spines. Is this going to be new creatures that I'm going to get into? Baby beavers have been the latest ones because they're like pigs. Pigs are like the basic construction, and then you just add things on to make other animals, aren't they? So they're the potato body, and then if you put a flappy tail on, it's a beaver. Some spines, it's a porcupine. They are like the stem cell of rodents. Um, so yeah, Bletchley. So I got the train, which is all very pleasant. I had my book. I brought the Women in Intelligence book by Helen Fry, Dr. Helen Fry, which I've had for ages and not read. And she seems cool. She's one that's on Twitter quite a lot. And I've chatted to her through there. So I brought that book knowing it was a 3-hour journey. So I read all of the main parts of the book about Bletchley to get a bit of prior knowledge because I didn't know tons. And going back to rail, because I was talking about rail tickets as Wickerman says they're dynamically overpriced. Yeah, you can do the advanced singles because there were so many changes, and I don't trust trains. And I've now got a stupid train fear after I had that incident in Leeds, between Leeds and York. I can get all of those advanced singles, but then um, if there's any like one of the trains is cancelled or late, it messes the whole other chain of things up, and I just can't deal with that lady that basically arrested me on the train. Like, no, I can't deal with it. So since then, I've been getting the most expensive train tickets as well, which absolutely sucks. But it gives me less anxiety that some person is going to randomly like. Well, not basically, I wasn't arrested, but it felt like I was being arrested. That was in a previous episode. That was absolutely rubbish, and I got fined. But apparently, they're retracting the fines. There's some investigation going on that said that you probably shouldn't fine people loads of money on the spot and film them and make them have meltdowns and stuff. But we'll see. Looking at comments. Oh, Jez says Bletchley asked Tolkien to become a code breaker. We don't know if he took up the offer. It did say there that he was not, but maybe he was. But it said that he was rejected, so maybe he started and then he sucked or something. Mm. So yeah, Bletchley vlog. I'm in an uncomfortable position because I have to angle it away from our fridge because it's got lots of rude things on it. There we are. They're a bit more comfortable. Look at that. And I like that there's a nice bunch of people along. Could get both bows in. So what have we got? I've just written Bletchley rather than sub bits. So I met up with Mangling Minis. He's usually in the chat, but he's playing Horus Heresy at the moment. But he came up because he's not that far from it. So I had a companion for my history trips because they're normally me wandering about on my own. Rude fridge, just getting rude fridge intrigue. Maybe when I get to X amount of subscribers, you can see the rude fridge. But just reading the comments. I'm just going to sit and read your comments. So I met up with Tara from Mangling Minis, and we had a look around Bletchley Park. We were there all day. I did enjoy the journey. It was busy because I was at rush hour time, and I had the train swap stress thingy. But it is right by the station, so it's a little walk. So a little walk through a park bit, and and it's huge. That's the first impression. The place is absolutely huge. There's the manor house, and then there's all the sheds. And then there's some of it, half of it maybe, a chunk of it is kept as or reconstructed as was. So it's that like living history bit, so you can see how everything was set up. And then a whole chunk of it is also museum sort of thing. The ticket gets you in for an entire year, and I may actually go back. So in case I forget and I'm asking at any point, I've put the tickets in my sock drawer. So if I put them for anything else, they'll end up getting filed or something. So they're in the sock drawer. So if at any point I say, I don't know where my ticket to Bletchley is, sock drawer. Because I might go down from the mum side because then the train might not be much or something. So yeah, they're in the sock drawer. So there were lots of women. I'm holding this. 75% of the people there were ladies. So there were loads of ladies there because obviously that's all we had left in the UK. So they had to hire women. And then they hired lots of middle and upper class women because that was who the people hiring were. And they figured if they've got more education, they might be more used to all this. Obviously, as the war goes on, they end up going to us lower classes. But it was very, so I've been learning about the sort of implied hierarchy in World War II, which is madness, but that the ATS were sort of frowned on because it was a working class and they're all a bit common, whereas the WAAF, that's the super fancy, and the Wrens are super fancy. It's very waffy and Renny there. So they've got loads about it. I don't even know what I could say other than just they have loads of stuff. They have the bomb machine, which they used to deconstruct the Enigma. So the Enigma code is the German coding system. They had an idea from the Polish. There were some Polish people who'd come over and gone, "We've got it," and then the Germans were like, "We've added loads more to it now." Oh, bugger! So that was the whole Alan Turing collection. Not forgot. I knew that Alan Turing was gay. I've not seen the film, not the not those films. I've not seen the films. I felt at one point, is this sponsored by the Imitation Game because it's been mentioned that much. Um, but I was told that there's loads of inaccuracies, and I don't like watching something before I've learnt about it because then it mixes up the reality fiction thing in my brain. Um, and there was so much mention of Turing, and I kept thinking, have I got it wrong? Maybe he wasn't gay. Maybe I'm totally confused with someone else. And then I did see like quite a small. Oh yeah, by the way, he was gay and the strip tool is like yes, that was him. That's him. But I don't know if I get maybe that like national shame that they don't want to be like, oh yeah, because if you didn't know, you'd look around going, wow, this guy must be really honoured. I'm sure he was the king in his time. And you're like, no, maybe not. But they're, I guess, making up for it now. Would have been nice whilst he was alive, but I guess that Gay and Daniel is here on cue. Sleepy, sleepy. I have been very sleepy. So Bletchley Park entirely like knackered me. So the journey, because of the brain being awake for the journey, because it's like I've got to get this change, then this change, then this change. Um, because all the ways were always very, very odd the way of getting there. It's not like oh I've missed the train, I'll get the next one. It's like oh this doesn't work. But I'm yawning thinking about it. Definitely get museum fatigue there. It's kind of why I want to go again because now I've got the gist of it all. And we did talk to a guy about ham radio for a long time called Brian. So shout out to Brian. Yeah, as Wickerman says, it's the sort of the times thing, unfortunately, which massively sucks. But yeah, it was that's how it still sounds like it's that's how it was. Um, but yeah, it sucks. But I thought there'd be a bit more of a mention about it, but I also did go the wrong way round part of the museum, so I think I would have seen that sooner had I not ran through. We were talking to Brian for so long about ham radio, which I was able to impress him with um, some of my knowledge that I'd just gained from Women in Intelligence. And I did show one of the ham radio men some of my minis, and he was really, really happy about that. So that was cool. But then we realised we'd booked in on a tour and went, we'll just skim this first museum bit. We'll go back to it. And we ended up back right at the end, just before closing. So we did do it in a weird order. But you say there's so much there. So the man is there. The huts. I know lots of stuff was destroyed straight away, but they have reconstructed some bits. There's obviously very little on our own codes. Our being British because I'm a Brit. Um, uh, but obviously, yeah, it would make sense to not talk about your own codes. But I was interested in that because that's the SOE connection. I'm surprised there's barely any SOE. There's mention, but not mention of specific people, just that they were. But again, that's the British secrets, I guess. So you're less likely to focus on that. Because when I was deciding what minis to take, I was going to take Noor and Yat Khan, and maybe some of the others. Um, for her specifically, because she's got the briefcase with the radio equipment in there. But I took some WAAF and Wrens. Thank you, Jez, as the mini you took photos you took with Ace. There is a computer museum next door. That would have entirely fried my brain. There was a point by the end of it where I'm just looking at all the different codes going, um, but I love the photos I took. And then in my annoyance at Facebook, I posted them up and they barely got any seat. As well, it sounds like didn't get many likes. Not many likes tends to mean you not get many interactions, so people don't see it. So most people hadn't even seen the post. And then really what's the word? Great. Really cynically, I was like, oh, I'll put the picture of myself in the WAAF hat up then. Yes, it's got more in a minute than the one yesterday's got. But I don't want that to be the way around. I want people to look at my really nice mini photos. But if it's the only way to get engagement, then maybe that post will then have people see the other brain. The other posts. If I use myself as the angler dangly bit on the anglers, then but look. So the pictures are everywhere. I've recently started using Blue Sky again because Twitter's got unsafe. It's really bad now. But I'll still be using it because that's what oh, brain. The other brain. Daniel's brain in a jar. That one. Can I have that one? Um yes, there's so many interesting comments today because my brain is all over the place. Um MJ and Oz would love a female codebreaker with an Enigma machine. It'd be good, but you need the bomb. So it's called the bomb, the big machine that de-enigmas that cracks the code. Um, and that's huge. So I don't know how you'd make that into a whole thing. It'd be a bit like when I did Ada Lovelace and people wanted the difference engine, and it just ends up being this huge thing that no one would actually use in a game, and I'd sell 5 of. So it wasn't a mega like minis quest. It was more of just a general because I'm in World War II now because I'm doing the resistance. It was more getting some background information and getting into the feel of it all rather than to make specific minis. Um, but there was some really nice information about different women's roles and the connections that they had. So you've got the women dispatch riders. MJ definitely wants to go to Bletchley. Yes, you should go. Hollywood would have you believe Bon Jovi discovered the Enigma code. What? You mean he didn't? So yeah, all the code stuff was entirely like I had the basic knowledge of it. It's from Imperial War Museum and stuff. But there were loads of ways that you could have a go at various codes, and I generally sucked. Tara was getting the hang of it, but we realised we probably should have looked at the first bit first before diving into breaking very complicated codes. So yeah, it's really nice. There's a nice little. It was rammed. It was absolutely rammed, which was wild because I went on a Tuesday, and I expected that. No, it was rammed. People love Bletchley, so that's cool. Like another sip. Another sip. Mm. I've still got nothing to cross up on. Oh my notes because it still just says Bletchley. Um, what else of importance of the Bletchley trip? I still haven't gone back through my notes. So I got back. I was really sleepy afterwards from all the learnings, and then having to navigate the trip back. Um, I had a meeting on Wednesday, first thing, about War Pigs with Nick, who is the writer. Um, oh no! Sim once got stuck at an Enigma themed escape room because she didn't bother to read the instructions and started trying to use the Enigma machine how you actually used ones rather than how theirs did. That does sound quite Sim, to be fair. Also, Enigma themed escape room. There's a Titanic themed escape room in Nottingham that I want to go to. Yes, Tim, come to that. um, uh, Andy's vaguely interested. I think vaguely. Um, I also do not know how a Titanic escape room works, but I saw it and went, what? Mm. Um, Bletchley. I wish I'd put subtitles because I keep subtitles because I keep going, Bletchley. So I got back. Yes, I had a meeting about War Pigs for some War Pigs progression, chatting to Nick on Wednesday, which was lovely. I actually slept in and was a bit late because of that. And then I cancelled all of the other engagements I had for Wednesday and slept the entire day. That's how knackering it had all been. And then Thursday, got some orders shipped out, went home and went home, slept again. Just been doing a lot of sleeping this week. Oh no, I went out. So much like Andreas, who's gone quiet, so may have just gone and passed out somewhere, I think. I went out to see the Undercover Hippie on Wednesday night. It was really good, and I had a good dance. But that also was like, why am I still so tired? So it's added to my sleepiness. Um, Robert, something obsessed with the resistance. You are, but in a good way. So yeah, 60,000 bloody. Oh, Spanish who's fought in the French resistance. Oh. 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 So much to look up. So the next big project is Resistance, but I think I'm going to split it up instead of having one mega project, because the big project is War Peaks, but I also want to just get some more World War II out there. So yeah, so if you've got any particular resistance, anything to do with resistance, whether it be organised, unorganised, official, military, partisan, World War II, if there's any information that you think, oh, that'd be ace, post it in Baggy's Cave or email me or put it in the comment bit. Not there because I won't see this chat, but in the comment bit afterwards or something. Because I'm going to start potentially today, start making an actual plan for it, because I've just been at the absorbing information stage, but I need to get more of a plan. I had a meeting with Alan a little while ago. We were talking about making all the different poses that we can build them all from. So there's a lot, and there were some really cool names that I gathered from Bletchley and from the Women in Intelligence book as well. So I don't know if I'm going to do micro Kickstarters or probably micro Kickstarters, or a few just sort of plain up, here's your release sort of thing. Daniel, surprising amount of now famous people who are in the SOE. Yeah, and lots of that sort of resistance, especially when it comes to sort of Hollywood starlets and singers and stuff, because it was like no one expects the sexy lady, and then near the end of the war it was like everyone expects the sexy lady. We'll just assume they're all spies. So it was a wicked day. It was a very full day, very tiring. But I would like to go back before my ticket expires, and I've had that like preload of brain. Maybe I can actually crack the Enigma code if I go again. It'd be nice to go in summer because the park's really nice, but as it demonstrated, the huts get really hot, and it wasn't even that warm, and the huts were boiling. And then in winter, the huts are freezing because that's the conditions they worked under. Um, yeah, it was really interesting, really well done. The people there were lovely. Tara was lovely. So if he ends up watching this backwards, I had like the best day. And it was really fun. Whereas I think if I'd gone just on my own, I might have zoned out a bit much because it's so heavy and there's so much learning. So we had a good chortle, and he was a good assistant for holding the various minis while I snuck them over corded off areas and the such. Um, I mean, no, I didn't. I got some good pictures in Alan Turing's office as well. It's like, we're in the office. Put my mini over there. Mm-mm. So other bits, other news. Oh, Jimmy's back. Everyone's here today. Morning, Jimmy. Um, new release. I've even written sleeps on there. I am exhausted. So if this is, for example, your first time you come here, I am normally this tired. It's because I'm not, but I am, aren't I? Every time I'm tired. Bletchley, Gun Pigs. Look inside. We've got new releases. Got some new releases. Old Man Shroom. I've done some. Oh no, they have been officially released. Old Man Shroom and the Mushroom Lads are out now. Have a look. They are exactly how they sound. They're amazing. I can show you them, but I'm got really tired again. With the wicked sculpted by Al Maguire, shown painted by Berlin Tuesday, who has been doing some incredible work for us at the moment. If he ever comes and watches this episode, thank you, Paul. You are excellent. Because everyone who paints is called Paul. That's the rule. Daniel says Bletchley Park TV series. That was Detective Post-War thing. Also very good. I think that's the one I've that somebody recommended. So I may watch some more stuff now. I might watch this Alan Turing. Is it got Benedict Cumberland or something in it? That's the one that apparently is can be good, but it's just anyone that knows history is like, all these things are unfactual. One of the critiques I heard was that it kind of makes out that he saved the whole thing and not, the thousands of women there decoding and stuff. It's a group effort. It was a group effort. Josephine Baker, we have two miniatures of Josephine Baker. She is wicked. So yeah, there's a lot to be getting through. Of those, I've also secretly released the Goodest Girl in the Galaxy, who is so good with her human handler, and the Wild West Saloon Raiders. The reason it's a secret is because I thought, well, I'll put them on the website, but I'm save announcements for the end of the month. But you're very welcome and encouraged to go and buy them. So I just because I'm going to do a big newsletter next Friday, probably. No, I'm not. I'm going to do one like today or tomorrow. What am I thinking? That's a note I hadn't put on. I've made a whole spooky section on the website and I didn't tell anyone because it was the last thing I did on Friday when it was quite late. So if you buy 5 items that are deemed spooky, you get a 6th item free and it does it automatically on the website. And I got that figured out Friday and all the things sectioned off. So you can save a pretty tasty amount on that if you do that. So I just bunched a bunch of spooky things. So obviously like all the ghouls, all the horror things, all the horror scenery. There are things that would be in there, but they're out of stock at the moment, so I haven't put them in. But that's a good deal, and you should go do it. So I need to do a newsletter because that's going to end on the 5th of November. So I should let people know before that. So there's the spooky deals on there. It'll explain it there, but you don't need a code or anything. If you just choose 6 items from there, one of them will be free. And there's also the we got yes, you need best girl in the galaxy. She's so good. And yeah, the new releases. So new sci-fi, new Wild West, and new mushrooms. Ah, Jill says I love an Annie newsletter, specifically the bit at the end. Yes, yes. It's the treat. It's the treat for reading the whole thing. Because I spend ages. Newsletters take me so long because I put so much into making them all nice. And then every time I send one, it gives me a list of everyone who's read it and then unsubscribes. Anyone who does read it all, thank you. I'm like, okay, cool, I guess. Mm. There's loads of new stuff on the website. I've put some new jazzy bits on the jazzy things on the front of the website. I think it has even got a spooky header. I don't know what I did Friday. I think I was so tired, but I was still working away, um, trying to make up for the time off. Daniel does always try and unsubscribe from each newsletter. I appreciate it. Tells you. I think I said before. It's really weird. It tells you who's your biggest clickers and stuff, like how many times people have opened it, and it feels a little bit invasive, but that's how it works. Talking of invasive, woo, Twitter's got terrible. I said that before. I'll still be posting on there because you have to, because it is the marketplace, the shop front, it's the high street, and the high street's going to crap. But you've still got to be on the high streets. But I'm also going to be spending more time on Blue Sky, been spending more time on Instagram. In fact, I will tell you, I've got a personal Instagram account, and I'm not really mentioning it because I don't want people to go looking for lovely historical stuff. And it's the first post I've got on there. It's my like bleedy eye guy that I made. Um, but on Instagram, my personal, and you're very welcome to come along. I'm just giving you the warning that it's not bad Squiddo, but then if you watch the show, then you're kind of used to me now anyway, so you're not expecting it all to be lovely. Is Raging Annie the Ghoul. That's all what was available on Instagram, so you can follow me on there. But also obviously Bad Squiddo, which is where I'm mostly using still, because most of the time I am Bad Squiddo. Daniel says High Street is on fire, but the foot traffic is phenomenal. Kind of, the foot traffic's even just going down now. Blue Sky is say everywhere. It's Bad Squiddo Games. I've been trying to use it more, but I use a website called Buffer, which helps with posting across multiple. It's good for business, or I guess if you're a content creator, for posting across multiple places at once and then answering comments. It condenses it into one place. So if you're wanting to do social media work and not get distracted by the social media websites, it's really good because you're not on the websites, you're just seeing all the things that you should reply to or read, rather than you reply to something and then you see something else and then you're just kind of stuck on there. So that is now integrated with Blue Sky. And I'm like, oh, cool. That's going to have me way more posted. But then they said, haha, if you want to use Blue Sky, you have to pay us an extra £100 a year. Bye, Ralph. Yeah, that's a lot. I forgot that I was already paying loads for Buffer. I'd forgot because it's one that I pay annually. I think it was not that long ago. It took. I was like, "Whoa, is that how much I'm paying?" But it does help me a lot, so it's kind of justifiable to get it done because it is important to keep all the social medias updated, and you can schedule them and all that. So I haven't paid £100 yet. I probably will end up doing it. It's because I've got an older account, so the legacy. So to get you to push you into upgrade, and they've made Blue Sky only available on the new one, and it's probably better, but it's just a lot of money. When it goes, this will be £96 more a year. I'm like, I'm just paying for a lot of things, but I'm sure it will. But I'm gonna try and just get into the habit of being on Blue Sky for a bit. And I've already got way more interaction on there than on Twitter, so it's smaller, but it's nicer. What else? I'm very sleepy, but I'm gonna try and not have a nap because I want to have an actual day. I don't want to just sleep again and then it be evening. That's rubbish. But I better will. Is it last week I did that as well? No, last week it was Partisan. So I haven't stopped. That's the thing. Apart from my day of sleep on Wednesday, Partisan was very tiring. Those also very good. Oh, moving up. Have at thee, I was mentioning. So Tara, that I was with on Tuesday, has just published a game. Published PDF. Although it should totally be printed because it looks really good and it's like looks really good. So the game looks really good, but the look of it is also very good. In my comments, not my comments, in the video description, um, is a link to the game Have at Thee. I've got it in this other tab. Colourful ribbons and banners stretch out along tournament grounds. The open sky with its gentle breeze flutters the banners with the sense of spring. The open ground, torn to a wet mulch from late night practice, borders a whispering woods where many have found themselves lost in the overgrown shrubs. The constant chattering of a stone-walled city nearby calls the beginnings of something great. It is here that knights will find themselves fighting to the death. From the pettiest squabbles to combats that will define generations to come, the clunkering forms of steel-covered idiots duel it out. Sword against axe, mace against spear, shield against a slightly different-looking shield. Take up arms against your opponent and try and whack their head off before they do the same to you. So it's on a PDF on Wargames Vault, and it's the money is going towards Gaming for Good, which splits across a bunch of charities, and they are very good. I think it's a pay as you feel sort of thing. Yeah. So with those, I always just suggest buying. Well, if you're not sure, you could just buy it for not much, and then if you go, this is actually good, just buy it again at a higher price, so like a paying them the rest. Robert says, "Blue Sky not free?" No, this is a different thing. So, but Blue Sky is entirely free and much recommend. Buffer is just the website that I use that It's a service basically that condenses all your social media. It means that I don't have to spend all my time on social media when I'm doing other things. So I schedule it all, customize for each one to make sure it all fits. Section it all up, and you can like go and check all of the what's coming up and stuff. Hello, Nick. I'm aware that you sent me an email like 3 months ago, and I haven't forgot. It's on there, but I did warn you beforehand, so there. There you go. Jimmy is better with words than me. Consolidate your existing social media into one easy to manage website. That's what it does. But yeah, Blue Sky itself is free. So yes, go check out Have at Thee. Go follow him Mangling Minis because he's very nice as well. See if there's any more info on that. Oh, it hasn't got a review. I'm gonna have to review it. And Gaming for Good do quite a lot of good from Gaming for Good from Nottingham. So yeah, they do lots of stuff. They're actually hosting this event this weekend, which is Horus Heresy. And yeah, can you have a peep? Oh, you can't have a pre-peep. what I meant to do was get up earlier and read more of it and be able to give you a nice little summary of it. But if you at least have a little look, so go follow Mangling Minis. If you just put that everywhere, because yeah, it's nice, and it's nice that he's put a game that goes to charity. So it's a bonus either way, and it's very nice to read. Looks lovely. I just haven't had a proper read to be able to tell you much, but it's in the comments, in the description. Have a little look. I might put some stuff up on once I've had a look. I might put some little reviews, but little tidbits on my Instagram story, perhaps. Kate Winslet apparently is lovely. I hope so, because I really like her, and I hope she's lovely. I haven't seen the film Lee. I don't know if it's still on cinema. I keep forgetting that it's on. I'm going to have a look, and that could be something for next week, because we do it. Nobody knows we do a figure of Lee Miller, but it's not in a pack called Lee Miller. It's in War Correspondence. So I need to tell people more about that, because that looks like it'd be really good. So I don't know haven't looked at the history guys or anyone to look is this accurate or not, but it's Kate Winslet in World War II being Lee Miller, so definitely go see it. I think that is that's what I've got. I've been quite rambly today, but say it's the sleepies, it's the sleepiness. So today I shall not sleep straight after the show. Yeah, I've got a couple things to show you as well. I've got show and tell. I bought War Story. I don't really know much about it. It was in I was over at North Star and they'd got a shipment of it, and I went, "What's that? That looks cool." And then I ended up buying it. It's a board game that you can play by yourself, but I'm going to get some people to play it with me. I don't know anything else about it other than it looks cool. I forgot how much it is. 40 quid, I think. But I'll just quickly unbox for you. So you've got your different missions. Different missions. So I guess you don't want to see too much. Oh, this looks so good. Um, you get to be a spy. You get to be SOE Annie. Finally, these are all top secret, and there's loads of cool tokens and maps and things. What's on the back? Oh, the other way. The other back. Woo. Choose your own adventure board game set in World War II occupied France, capturing the stakes and tension of espionage and resistance warfare. That's the one. Cooperative narrative game for 1 to 6 players. Your team of covert operatives is all that stands between the infamous German officer Heidenreich and the systematic destruction of French resistance forces in Moret. Through free replayable story missions, you must exploit the specialities of your chosen agents to uncover information, enlist allies, and obtain weaponry. Basically, be an SOE. So I'm going to get some sucker to play that with me. And I also, in my purchasing this week, purchased it's from Moonstone. So Moonstone share a caster with us, and I bought it kind of to snoop, and partly because I like it. Because I will show you now. I was going to say it looked like one I'd enjoy painting, and it is. So Moonstone are very good friends of ours, and we share a caster, and it's a nice little family. And I've been pricing up stuff for War Pigs, and then I was looking at Moonstone prices, and I was kind of doing what do you get for your price from Moonstone? And I thought instead of pestering them, I'll just buy one because they're lovely. So I bought this because I want to look at things like packaging for War Pigs, and we're using quite a lot of the same people, so that's why I thought this gives me a little idea of what ours could look like. So get that. Oh, I won't play it because I don't have any time. But I wanted to just paint up one of their models. So I've got her, and I like that she's in not many pieces. And she's lovely. So I will be painting that up. And it's nice to support the fellow other cool peoples. Yes, the award-winning Moonstone. And they're wicked. Where are we? There are awards on their box. Look, I totally would if I ever got an award one day. I should put customer service runner-up Wargames Illustrated on stuff, shouldn't I? Runner-up. One day I'll win. So I've managed to fill in for a week where I've just been really, 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 really sleepy. So I'm really chuffed with my Moonstone. So thanks, Moonstone. Check them out. Check out War Story if you've played it. Let me know if it's fun. Have a look at Have at Thee and all of Mangling Mini stuff. Kinsfolks, there's no one stopping you from making up your own awards. This is true. I have made myself several awards. Andy gets himself trophies shipped from events where he wins something, but there's no physical award. So I should just do that. In my tidying yesterday, I was actually dusting off my old Warhammer trophies. So I found a few more certificates as well, from back in the day. So bit of a big deal, really. So I think that's it. I'm rambling on because I know I'm just going to go and sleep after this, and it's holding off me going to sleep. So World War II, interesting, lots of cool, interesting things. Jez says if anyone's looking for a good game where you can use bad Squiddo minis, I recommend a look at Devilry Afoot, a game of witch hunting and monster slaying. That's an idea, something I could do, like a list of when people go, what could you play? Like a list on the website where it says these are games that work really well with these minis, non-affiliated sort of thing. That'd be interesting. What have we got? So no, they're always promo. Moonstone Goblins, peak funny little dudes is they are cool. I like them a lot. So yeah, I could do something like that. Silver Bayonet. Yeah, if I had a little list, then when people go, oh, it would work. Next year we need a one box war game challenge entry for your minis. Yes. So it's all Death Wizards. It's all going well. 200 hours, yeah. And there's going to be loads with the Resistance. It's going to be really cool. So thanks for coming along. I would recommend the previous Wizard game, of which my brain has died. Hang on. You're gonna have to wait now. Aetherpunk. Look at Aetherpunk. That was prior Death Wizards and is excellent. Is also by one of the nice people gang. Aetherpunk. Look at that. Yeah, I might just do a list of. I just do a friends list, a list on the website of just other stuff that's cool that you should check out. I think that would be nice. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And I won't go and sleep now. And I'll see you next Sunday. I believe I'll be around. Yes. How do I leave? Really? Still got such a list of things to do. Right, goodbye. Hopefully I have cheered somewhat, especially the people that extra needed cheering. I don't have any cool tricks or anything to do, but hopefully seeing that Bad Squiddo is going very well and I've had a nice time at Bletchley Park should be enough to cheer you all the way to next week. Bye!